So, how do you learn anything fast? You want to learn something new, but you don't want to spend 10,000 hours learning it, or even 1,000 or 100 hours. Can you learn something really, really fast? Can you learn something in 24 hours? Well, I have a technique, a system on how to learn anything fast. Step number one, define the end goal. Decide what it is that you want to do. Decide what result you are looking for. Are you looking to learn about cryptocurrency? Or are you wanting to learn a new language, Spanish or French? Or do you want to become a martial arts master like Bruce Lee? Whatever it is that you want to do, define the end goal. Where do you want to be? What skill level do you want to get at? That is step number one. Step number two, find someone who has already done what you want to do. For example, maybe you want to start a business, and that business might be selling t-shirts. Well, go out there and find somebody who is doing what you want to do. Look at their website. See how they've built their website. Where do they put the checkout button? Where do they put the images? Where do they put the graphics? How much are they selling it for? Go there and start modeling what they did. When I was training for the 2009 USA Memory Championship, I found myself someone who had already done what I wanted to do. I wanted to win the tournament. I wanted to be the USA Memory Champion. So I went to somebody who had already won the tournament and I asked him for coaching. I asked him for advice. I remember one specific moment that was a groundbreaking moment for me. I said, David, his name was David Thomas. I said, David, how do I memorize numbers faster? I seem to be getting stuck right here. And I could have kept going after it and trying it my own way and trying different things and spent hours and hours and hours of frustration. But instead, I went to somebody who had already done what I wanted to do. And I said, here's my strategy for memorizing numbers. And he was British, and in his British accent, he said, oh no, mate, you got it all wrong. That's not how you do it. This is how you do it. And when he showed me that, it was an aha moment. And I thought, whoa, he's right. And I replied back, wow, you're right. Not only this is going to help me memorize numbers faster, it's going to help me memorize cards faster. He replied back, of course I'm right, mate. I'm a bona fide genius. He definitely has a good sense of humor, and he is a very smart guy. But by going to somebody who had already done what I was trying to do, it shortened my learning curve. Now, you can't always find somebody to talk to you or coach you who's done it, but that's okay. You can still look at their results. Maybe you can go on their YouTube channel or find YouTube videos of them, or just go watch them in person and watch how they talk, watch how they act, watch the things that they do, and then begin modeling that, and that will shorten your learning time. Next, give yourself a set amount of time. In other words, tell yourself, I'm going to work on this for 3 hours today. It doesn't matter how much time you say, but give yourself a set amount of time. Parkinson's law says that work expands so to fill the time available for its completion. Parkinson's law is real life. Think about it. Whether you're aware of it or not, you've probably experienced Parkinson's law in real time, in real life. In college, you had a semester to write a paper, and yet you wrote it in the last 72 hours before the deadline. You emailed it in at 5 a.m. the morning that it was due. Or all year you knew you had a wedding to go to or a beach vacation, and you wanted to get your body in great shape, but you waited till 4 weeks before the deadline. You see, this is called Parkinson's law. Next, deconstruct the skill. The Pareto principle says that you will generate 80% of your results from 20% of the effort. Find out what are the most important components to think about and to practice on. For example, if you're wanting to learn to play the guitar and you've got all these chords you're trying to learn, maybe just focus on 3 or 4 chords. You could really play a lot of songs just by knowing 3 or 4 chords. Break the skill you're wanting to do down into the most basic or simple. You're going to get 80% of your results from 20% of your effort. So often in jiu-jitsu, which is what I do, I find myself trying to learn all these fancy techniques out there and trying to do this and this and this, and I think I would really advance a lot quicker and a lot better and faster if I just focused on the basics and focused on these basic moves and master those Deconstruct the skill to the most basic level. The next step, memorize the key items that make up the majority of this idea. Memorize an outline. Maybe it could be memorizing the top 100 words in a language, or memorizing the chords for the guitar, or memorizing the key points of Einstein's theory of relativity. Now understand me when I say this. Memorizing won't take you from being a novice to being an expert, but it will accelerate the learning process. It'll take you from not knowing anything to maybe right here. You will have to still learn what everything is that you memorized and put it all together, but it will really accelerate the learning process. So memorize the key points. If it's a language you're trying to learn, maybe memorize the 100 keywords. And of course, I have a memory system called the Mind Palace that I use. And I have a full video down below in the description on what exactly the Mind Palace is. Next, and the last tip, stop multitasking. Stop multitasking. Stop trying to learn this and this and this all at the same time. There's no way you're going to get really, really good, really, really fast at anything if you're always distracted by focusing on this, this, and this. Stop multitasking. Here's a test for you. I want you to write on a sheet of paper, I am great at multitasking. And then write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 20. And time how long it takes you to do that. And then do it again. Write, I'm great at multitasking, and the numbers 1 to 20. But do it different the second time. Write it one word, I, and then write the number 1. And then write the word am, and then write the number 2. And then write the word good, and then write the number 3. And then write at, and then write the number 4. I am good at multitasking. And then writing each number one at a time. You're going to find you go slower. Why? Because you're multitasking. You're writing words and numbers at the same time. If you just focused on writing, I am good at multitasking, and writing the numbers, boom, you would zoom right through it. So it is possible to learn something really, really fast. Number 1, decide what the end goal is. Number 2, talk to somebody who has already done it. Number 3, give yourself a specific amount of time. Parkinson's law. Number 4, break it down, deconstruct it. This is what we call the Pareto principle. Focusing on that 20% of effort that gives you 80% of the result. Step number 5, memorize the key components. And step number 6, stop multitasking. Now, as you may know, I'm a 2-time USA memory champion. I've held the record for the fastest to memorize a deck of cards in the United States, and I really believe in memorizing. If you want to get my tips down below on how to improve your memory, I have a link down below. Click the link, enter your email address, and get my free gift that describes to you how to memorize anything faster. If you got value from this video, give us a thumbs up. We love those subscribes, and click the link down below to get my free gift on how to improve your memory. I'll see you on the next video.